Well, hello, my angels. Welcome back. It is the last day of March as we know it. Tomorrow we're going to be starting the new April energies. I hope if you had a chance over the weekend that you were able to see the first energetic reading that I've posted for our April readings, and that is your affirmations. When you get an opportunity, check it out. It's a very short video, and I'm sure these are positive words and vibes that you can use through the month of April or throughout your lifetime to keep you motivated, positive, and with a fresh thought and peaceful thoughts upon your mind. I know people test us, people push us, but we've got to strive to be energetic. We've got to strive to be positive, and we've got to strive to be focused and go forth ahead in our journey without letting anyone delay our course or block us from our blessings. I'm Tigra, and this is Sacred Sagittarius Angels Answers All, and we are tapping into our weekly general reading. It's kind of odd because part of the weekly reading for this week does consist of this one day, right? This last day of March. So I hope you had a beautiful March. If anything happened fantastic for you in the month of March, I would love for you to put it in the comments below. Maybe this is something we can start doing as we wrap up the month or start a new month. Let's reflect on the past month and anything interesting happened in your life. Was there a milestone that you celebrated? Have you come further in your journey, or did you have a relapse? Let's share and talk about it in the comments, and let's heal each other and bring each other into God's light. Cards are blessed and prayed and shuffled beforehand to allot for time. My videos are time-stamped. I know we're very busy people, so do watch what you can, but when you have a free moment, try to catch up on your weekend or during your lunch breaks or your long commute from home or just in your free time, because sometimes the parts that you miss could be where there's an important message that just might relate to you. So let's cleanse the space. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing me and my community of Sagittarius together. Bless us all who are here and bless us along our travels and journeys. Archangel Michael, guard and protect our space, our mind, our soul, and our body. Amen. Okay, so for this first weekly reading, really it is the first weekly reading for the month of April. Let's see what general messages we got. As if this is your first time joining me, I do rotate my decks every month, and sometimes I change my prayer space also just to spice it up. And also I get bored very easily, so I like the excitement and the glamour of seeing something new. So again, enjoy the decks that I present to you this month. First message we get is we rise by lifting others. That coincides with the message that we got I think over the weekend reading, that there's there's such a glow of positivity when we do things that blesses other people. And it's such a wonderful feeling when you can put a smile on someone's face or make someone else's day by just doing something as simple as saying, hello, how are you? Or by placing a phone call, or just by listening to someone. So we rise individually as we lift up others in our life. So do a good deed for someone today and every day in your life, as simple as just having a conversation and being available. We also get the message, you are one of a kind. I'm reminded that many of us, we are one of a kind. None of us have the same DNA. We are different people. We are a community of love, but we are also a community of different energies, right? Of different design, different colors, different thoughts and beliefs. But that is the beauty. It's the differences in us that make us one of a kind. And you are beautiful, and I am beautiful. We are beautiful in our differences that we bring together to each other. The other message we get for this first week is the best of you comes from the hardest climb. The best of you comes from the hardest climb. And you know that's true. Think of the difficult times in your life, the times that you wish you never went through or that you dreaded. But when you came out of them and you can sit back a year or years later and think, wow, how I've grown, what that opportunity brought forth in my life. Even though it was crazy and it was challenging and I was scared, what it did for me in the long run is like a rainbow of sunshine. So I definitely agree that the best view sometimes comes from our hardest climbs. When we look back in the past and we reflect upon the difficult times that we've had, we also had to be grateful for the lessons and blessings that they brought us. And that should be a source of comfort for some of you if you are going through some challenging times right now. A lot of people losing their work or being laid off or furloughed, people dealing with, elder care and illnesses, just so many things going on, worrying about college tuition and a lot of things being removed from us and a lot of things that we would like to grow and bring opportunities to us. So just remember that in the past, we've all suffered through some challenging times, but at the end of it all, good came out of it, and good will come out of this hardest climb or the particular climb that we're at right now. At the bottom of the deck, we end with keep going no matter what. I love it. Yes. So the best view does come from the hardest climb. And while we're at that, we're climbing up to the mountaintop to see the view, to get to the end of the struggling, or at least for this particular cycle, or to get through whatever it is that we need to get through that's challenging us right now. We have to keep pushing. We have to keep going. And I know it's not easy. We get tired. We get depressed. We get anxious. We get lonely. We get frightened. You name it. But call upon the Father. Call upon the Holy Spirit. Call upon your angels and your ancestors who are there with you, going through the struggle, to be your guide and to be your protectors. Say those positive affirmations and know that if you keep going, no matter what, there is going to be something beautiful at the end of all of this. The other messages we get is re-energize in the natural world. Let your inner hunter or huntress take rest. This weekend, we got the message about having rest. So a lot of you are kind of like on overtime mode. You're very stressed because you're putting a lot of energy into yourself or your family. You can be helping hands elsewhere outside your family, in your community, your church, other family and friends. So you could be overexhausting yourself. So again, before you have that mental break, take time to rest. Take time. Even the huntress needs to recharge so she can be revived to hunt again. With the message, the lotus within you awakes. You are a master in light on high. We are in the awakening stage, many of us. Some of us are still sleeping, but a lot of us are awakening to a new day, a new sense of thinking, a new sense of being, a new sense of celebration. You're experiencing a spiritual blossoming. Take a new direction and be open to new experiences. What a confirmation it is that maybe as we start this new month of April, and there's just something about the energy of spring. Here we've had a few warm days, and it just does something for your ego and your system, and you're willing to want to do things once the weather warms up, once you see the sunshine, once it's bright still late at night. You just feel empowered to live life, to go out in nature, to have fun, and to kick up your heels. So as spring starts to come slowly towards us, many of you feel that the seeds that you sowed is opening up and harvesting for you to go in a new direction. So the universe is just reaffirming, be open to the new experiences. Don't dwindle and think so much about the past. Use what you've learned and what you've gone through the past to empower you and to open up the doors for these new experiences, but be excited about the direction that you're going into and the new experiences that you will be manifesting. The last card we get from this deck is follow the path of your soul. Do not allow anyone or anything to stop you. Yes, we just talked about keep going no matter what. Keep going no matter what, Sagittarius. Even if there are people you feel directly or indirectly or inadvertently trying to stop or block your blessings or flow, do not let them. Empower yourself. Be focused, have clarity, and be diligent in your thought process on what you need to do for you, despite what the naysayers may be thinking. A deck I wanted to use this particular month, and I was guided to, was my Angels and Saints decks. Let's see what messages they have for us this month. Sign from above, guardian angel. Remember, those of you, if you watched this weekend reading, we talked about signs, especially angelic numbers. Another message again, the angels and our guides are always trying to harp upon us the things that we truly need to focus on. So if you've been with me and you continuously watch the readings that I do, when you see these repetitive messages, especially when they cross come across so many different various decks and cards, it is a true testimony to the message and the significance or the importance of the message that we are receiving and being sent. So pay attention to the signs. These signs that you see are spiritual signs coming from above, mostly from our guardian angels. With the card of learning experience, many of you will be going through some learning experiences, and you are to learn through the experiences that you have. Triumphant. As you learn and you grow and you expand and you open yourself to new directions, your guardian angels are going to be there with you as you triumphantly be successful and move forward along your journey. At the bottom of the deck with the card sleep, again, your guardian angel sees how tired many of you are, or they sense that your energy is low because you're tired of fighting, you're tired of feeling defeated, you're tired of climbing yet to another mountain, and they just feel like you just wish that you could just sleep for a few hours uninterrupted, or just have some time off, more than a week, more than 2 weeks, just like a month to yourself. But the reality is, a lot of us, we don't have the opportunity to do that. But we do have the opportunity to take the mental and physical breaks in life and rest. So they do see many of you sleeping and want to capture your sleep, as we just had the angelic number 1111 pop up. So sleep is something that is so important to all of us. So don't deprive yourself of sleep, because sleep is important so that you can function, especially if you do physical jobs or physical labor or anything, just even if you're working behind a computer, you don't want to doze off. You want to be focused. You need to have, all of your P's and Q's and dotted lines all together as they should be. So getting adequate rest allows you to be at the highest point of your being and the highest part of your understanding so you can function. Let's see what other messages we get for this week. We get Keisha's energy, and Keisha's energy is saying if there is something in your life that you're not pleased with, remember that you have the power to change it. What you don't like, whether it's about you, your circumstances, or the people that are around you, if there is something in your life, and again, that's your life, not mine. Don't try and change what you don't like in someone else's life. We're focusing on you changing the things that you don't like in your life, that you're not pleased with. Remember that you have the power to change it. You don't have the power to change something that you don't like in other people's life. Joanna comes through saying you spend so much of your time being a workaholic that you haven't given yourself the time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Take a break from work and enjoy life a bit. Doesn't that go hand in hand with the messages of rest? So again, even Joanne's energy is saying, Saggy, a lot of you, you're working really hard. I get it. You have goals you want to meet. You have financial obligations that you have to fulfill, but you cannot burn yourself out. Okay, you've got to get that physical and mental rest. Your body needs that rest. So take a break from work and enjoy life, because we work so hard for so much pinnacles and physical things, and we don't take the time to enjoy it. We collect it all, but if you're not using it and you're not enjoying it, then why you're working so hard for it? We end with the energy of Tatiana, and Tatiana says, it seems like the world is moving on while you're still trying to wrap your head around the fact that someone is gone. Don't allow others to rush your grieving process. Healing takes time, sometimes forever. And I feel that message that Tatiana brings is that some of us, the reason why we might be dwelling so much on our work and putting so much energy into other things is that we don't want to think about the losses that we've lost, physical loss in friends and family. Some people deal, or most people deal with grief quite differently. Some people check out themselves, that they don't want to deal with it, and they just put themselves at work. They keep themselves very busy so they don't have to break down and cry, so they don't have to think, right? Because in that quiet time, that's when they have to admit to themselves, and that's when they feel the loss of the person most. So some of you could be covering up and not working on the healing and dealing with the mourning that you need to go through on losing someone that you have loved, and you feel that by, if I put myself into my work, if I do all of this, it's not going to impact me. I know this person is gone and I miss them, but I won't miss them as much, or the pain isn't going to hurt me. The pain is never going to go away in some cases, especially if it's someone very close to you. So don't work yourself into mental strife and added depression when you can just deal with the mourning. Do the things that you and this person used to love to do together. If there were certain things that they wanted to do that they didn't get a chance to do, maybe you can do it in their honor. There's so many wonderful ways that we can celebrate people who are no longer with us, but putting your life on hold and really just putting it all into work and not getting rest because you're afraid to deal with the loss really is not healthy. And that's just, again, my physical opinion. In some cases, people do take it to the extreme, and in those cases, then you probably would need to get professional help to deal with the loss. In the middle of this deck, we get the message of yin and yang. I am in my divine flow and I move in alignment. Having balanced energy allows you to manifest. And we talked about having things in balance, right? This month of March, it was consistently messages about being in balance so you can manifest. So we want to take that energy of balance and continue to work it through in our lives in the month of April. We also get breaking into bloom, liberation, understanding. Sometimes you will break before you bloom. So yeah. The dark days are going to come before the days of light and sun. And for many of us, we might feel right now that we're in dark times. But you have to go through the roughness, right, and the disappointment before you can have the win and the celebration. With this deck, we end with the Shaman card, Insights Cosmos, tapping into, again, your spirituality. Some of you might start looking into different ways to study your religious practice, or look into religious tools. Some of you might be thinking about going away on religious retreats just to expand your knowledge of your spiritual journey. Unite yourselves with others that live the spiritual truth that you are living and going after. Let's tap into the tarot before we close out with additional messages for this general weekly reading. And then we'll also, after this, you'll be seeing me post your general weekly love reading. And this is officially your first weekly reading for the month of April, including today, this last day of March. Yeah, we start right out with the Nine of Pentacles. A lot of you are just really working really hard. A lot of you are working physically hard. You have financial goals that you're really, I don't want to say stressed out, but you definitely have an obligation to fulfill. There are things that you need to do for yourself. The work might be calling you to do the work because you are needed. Some of you might be might take a break with the Six of Swords because you are stressed out. Sometimes you do need to get away from the job, especially if you have problems in the job or the job brings health problems to you or other type of burdens. Because I do see some of you taking a break and going away to calmer waters, or looking to maybe switch your job, maybe not leave the company, but move into a different division in a different area, or even out of town or out of the country. With the Queen of Cups energy, she is looking towards you, or this is you reflecting, looking at yourself, thinking about moving maybe to calmer waters, to some place where you're not as stressed, you're not filled with anxiety. For some of you, this could be the escape. Like I said, you're working yourself so much because you're avoiding dealing with a loss. And I think emotionally you know that you need to deal with the loss, but you choose to just work all that energy away. With the World energy, it's just our attention focusing on the things within the world, within our own world, and the world itself. With the Death card, the Eight of Cups in the Tower, there are going to be physical deaths, and there are going to be as well as endings in your life, whether it is an opportunity, a job, a career, a relationship, a way of thinking, the way how you look at particular things. You might outgrow certain things or certain people and move on from that and put that aside. The Eight of Cups, again, seeing you move. I see a lot of you moving your direction, your sense of purpose, your sense of what you used to think and want to do before and what you align yourself with now. So maybe if you were on the right, now you're on the left, or some of you are just staying dead center, you're in the hangman state. But many of you walking away from situations, family, friends, with love in your heart, but knowing that there is something further for you or that you need a change. The Tower moment confirms that there will be changes coming to many of you in your life. And with the devil, the temptation some of you might be running away from as the Tower moment occurs in your life. Some temptation could have brought the Tower moment in some of your lives. A lot of you are emotionally ready as you face certain judgments for the things that you've done in your life. You're ready to accept whatever hand is dealt to you because you feel whatever is coming your way, you have worked for it, you have earned it. Whether it's good or bad, you're going to own up to it. A lot of you know that the things that you want to desire most with the Temperance card, you have to have patience. And at the bottom of the deck, the King of Cups, a lot of you right now, you are holding back your emotions, I feel. You're trying to be strong, if not for yourself, but for your children, your family. So a lot of you might be shielding your family from how you feel. Because you don't want to have a meltdown in front of them because they look up to you as a leader. In the middle of the deck with the Two of Wands, still looking out. So I do feel many of you are preoccupied with looking for change, looking for where you place yourself in the world. How do I fit in? What do I do? What do I want? Where should I go? How does this all come together? For many of you, you're having an aha moment, or you're just trying to figure out, when am I going to truly live and feel what my purpose is in life. Okay. Let's go to this deck here. We get the energy expand. Some of you are definitely working to expand. As I feel like maybe if you travel or move for business, some of you could be expanding your business, or you're moving for business purposes to expand. Going with your intuition is going to play a lot in what you choose to do this month. Didn't I say goal? A lot of you are working towards achieving a goal, and that could definitely explain why you're working so hard. Your esteem, working on your self-esteem, having a high self-esteem, and again, working on that positivity, saying those affirmations, doing the meditation, taking care of your spiritual being is always going to raise your vibration and have you act on a higher level. With the card of safe, many of you feel safe because you do the work and you want to be safe. So for some of you, relocating or moving somewhere else is also for your safety. You want to connect necessarily with some people in your life to release situations or past disappointments, past arguments. So there could be some healing here where you might want to reconnect with someone to release something from the past so you can have closure. It is a big dynamic, this situation in your life, so that's why it's important for you to release it. Some of you watch your sugar intake or how much sugar sweets you have. Paper, some of you might be, you could be writing a letter, a physical letter on paper to someone. Also watch how much salt you take this month. Others of you are going to wrap yourself this week in a cocoon. Ashes, some of you, like I said, you might have had a physical loss in your life, and you might, I guess it's like the feeling that you're sitting there like in a chair or in your bed holding the ashes or just looking at the ashes, again, going through this mourning period. Your heart might feel like steel right now, or you're trying to appear that way because of the loss that you've dealt with. Some of you might be going through night sweats. Again, maybe you're sleeping irregular. And last card, make sure you drink a lot of water, or you could be losing weight because of the sweating, or if you work out a lot, drink water and stay hydrated, because when you sweat and work out, you do lose a lot of water. As we close out, let's go to this deck. Acquisition. Some of you might be acquiring something, a new job, a new position, maybe some money this week. There's improvement, or you need to work on improvement on a particular situation. We get the release card. So you might have to work on improving a situation and release it to let it go so life can be happier for you. Go into everything that you do this week with good intentions for good results. Watch the narrative of how people spin things this week to you. Be careful of friends or around people that you don't know in parties or social events. Do not leave your drink down. Always carry your drink with you or discard your drink. Never leave your drink down and go back to it. Again, gone and not forgotten. You thinking and reminiscing about someone who's recently left, but in a physical sense, they have physically left and gone on. Watch your back. There are people who do not mean you well. Do not get involved in other people's drama. As you go into the month of April, try to detach yourself from situations that truly do not pertain to you. And then finally, at the bottom of the deck, because these people, whatever situations or problems they're getting themselves into, is very dangerous and it can put you in a negative light. They're going to try to influence you or use your influence to help them, but it's only going to hurt you. It can bring the authorities into this situation, and you're going to have a regret if you get involved in this person. This is someone from your past that might come to you calling or knocking on your door for help or assistance. Do not get involved. Okay? They're just looking for an opportunity. And then once you help them or whatever it is that they need from you is done, they're going to walk away as they always do. Okay, so this has been your weekly general reading. May you have a blessed week, and then I'll be back with your weekly general reading as it pertains to your love energies. Share, like, and comment. Again, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. It just allows you to be notified every time I upload content. Hit the all notification button. So it's free. There are channels that do have memberships. Those of where you have to pay fees, but just to hit the subscribe button doesn't cost you anything. Have a blessed week.